All right. I think we got it. It's been a while. What's up, y'all? Good evening, everybody. If you're just watching this back or just joining us, because the cool thing about this is you can join late and it'll still be like the first part of the video. Couple of announcements. We got 3 days left on the lifetime, and that goes away. Yearly discounts, all that other shit is gone. And other than that, we have a couple of classes that I'm going to be announcing going into the new year. So if you guys are in the Discord, keep your eyes peeled for that shit. But other than that, just give me just a moment. I'm going to get on TikTok here. Oh, what did we just do? What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? I don't know what I did. I think I did something. I don't know what I did. Okay. Should be good to go now. All right. Go live. All right. So let me just let the Discord know we're live now. What's up? Good evening, everybody. All right. Good to go. What's up, everybody? Good evening. Let's make sure we have. Here we go. All right. 28 people hopping in here. What's up, y'all? Obviously, you can tell we're not. Yeah, so I'm live on my on Hoodoob. It rhymes with Newdoob. Um, the link is in my bio for that. But I'm trying to swerve the stupid bans that keep hitting me every single day. So this is my attempt. All right. So with that being said, I'd like to go ahead and start the prep here for those of you guys on YouTube, and of course, or got to remember not to say that, but yeah. Anyway, try try my hardest. Tell your friends in the if you guys see people joining, asking where my charts are. This is where they are at. But you guys are more than welcome to join us. Potter Sox Trading. All right. So starting this week, what we're gonna do here is take a peek at Forex Factory first. And again, we did this on Friday, but this is the week ahead, and of course, New Year's Day, no trading, so we have a short week, 4-day week. Monday, pending home sales. Tuesday, we have FOMC meeting minutes, and then Wednesday, we have unemployment claims. So not much, just speckle of data here for us, not a ton. Uh, that being said, which I say, looking at SPY, and again, we're going to take a look at the future market here. We have opened up, and I said this. In fact, I remember exactly what I said after each big move up. And those of you guys on TikTok, if you're looking at your chart right now on ES, right, I want you to count the 24-hour candles moving up. Right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can categorically go back and show you that it is 3 to 4 days, and the market is going to get tough. Okay, doesn't mean that you can't pop in, pop out. Who said? Oh, what's up? But we got 4 bars. So that means that we have had 4 consecutive days, 5 really, 4 consecutive days of movement. We can go back here to November. We had 4 consecutive days of movement and then sideways action, right? Even in here, 1, 2, 3, 4 sideways action, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 sideways action. So what do I expect? I expect, what's up, Carla? I expect for to this week either a or both a retest. 69.50 being that first area, and the second one would be 69.30. By the way, if you guys are here, you can hold on. Maybe I just do this, make my life a little easier. Should I write it in pink? I don't think so. I think it's going to be backwards. Yeah, it's going to be backwards. You see what that says. I'm not writing that backwards. All right. Is that why did I just hit with 5 ads? Listen, this is the that's the price you pay for YouTube ads, unfortunately. But we'll be back on TikTok in the same manner that we have been before. So all right, so that's it, right? We're going to take a look at SPY, and we're going to envision that the candle's likely going to open up inside of its previous day's range. This week means either A, if you're somebody who likes to make sure that you're, with the ETFs, probably just lay off of them. But if you are looking for that potential retest, you can move down here to the 4-hour, and the first logical target for Monday morning would be 688. If we gap down, then you could definitely look for a bounce, right? But this is an area, all of this is an area where you could look for potential downside. And again, that doesn't mean that we keep going down, right? We have some serious struggles right here. We do see after 4 bars, right? A lot of the times we'll see a pullback, but we have to break something first. So the first initial candle on Monday, that's where I would expect that range to occur, right? Pullback, get everybody trading, and then move it sideways. So, all right, now moving forward, take a look at the Qs. And this is where, again, we're looking at IWM in the kind of the same fashion, but sellers have stepped up and kept us down below 625 for any sort of candle close. You also did have 5 consecutive days of rippage. The pullback on the Qs is incredibly easy to identify. Everybody should be able to do this, right? When you reclaim a floor, when you grab hold of something, that is what you retest. Plain and simple. And most of the time that comes off of cost basis. Now you move down to the 2-hour, and you could be looking for target 1 for day trader 622.50, target 2 621.68, and if you're playing it all the way, that's that 620.65 that we're looking at a potential pullback. And again, it's healthy to see this sort of pullback. You look it over here, right? Big rip up, and you get that big leg down. We're already starting to, again, on the ES. Well, let's take a look at NQ actually while we're at it. Yeah, so only difference, we're opening up in range, and we have yet to move up. And again, Qs are the only one that hasn't. So perhaps maybe they get a little bit of a bust up. Maybe a different word works there. But it does, it is above 25,940. That wick on the 24-hour, and of course a 4-hour candle close above 25.9, and maybe you get where you're looking to go. But this is, again, with the NQ not really color matching here, I would focus on that floor here. So again, if you guys are here, read it backwards. I'm not there. Damn, my fingernail broke. It broke. NQ is not able to push. We'll see. Potter, while ES was ripping, NQ was stalling. How do you explain that? Volume is not in tech right now, right? And maybe volume rotates into tech, right? We've seen IWM. That one's moved up, moved into its highs. It's still playing around up there. SPY, same thing, up at its highs. And maybe, and we can prepare for this. Again, it's not like because we don't see it yet doesn't mean that it can't happen, right? We can look at the chart in front of us, look at the 30-minute. This is empty space, right? So we could say, if you're a seller or if you're looking at this retest, you could say that a candle close above 624.82 would likely give us that overhead target of 627, right? That makes sense. And you can prepare for that. The 15-minute, it doesn't break down or bode well as a box, and we'll get rid of all of this. And again, you can watch this back on you know what. And if you're already on here with me, you guys obviously can watch this back, rewind, pause. I think you guys can even label things. But that being said, 624.86 on the 15-minute. But again, we'll see how tomorrow morning opens. So what's up? Listen, all of you guys on here, I'm on the red app. There's a lot of red apps. No sketchy ones. But I'm on it. All right. Yeah, exactly. All right. So last one, and of course my favorite, IWM, our favorite, right? I think it's our Discord's probably everybody's fucking favorite stock. But man, I've got to have this dream on IWM. And this is where I've got to fight my own humanity and my own imagination and focus on the facts here, right? But then I focus on the facts, and it kind of backs up the whole thesis here. Now, I pointed this out last week. It's just so form fitting. And I said, I'm short on it, right? I've got myself hedged just in case for the 253.50s or 253s. But I said that because of this second high, it would be possible if we saw a major rejection or a big push down and sellers grab hold, which is kind of what we're seeing, right? This level right here, the 620 or 652.50 mark on IWM is a reversal mark, right? A 4-hour candle close above that, or an hourly candle close 253. But we have sunk into that structure underneath us, and you go look all the way left, right? And that's what we lost. And so I'm bugging a little bit because I see a gap down here at 243. We haven't really seen a notable pullback, recently. So I'm eyeballing the 246.50 area, and it is speculative, right? I've 100% honest with you. I have a stop loss that I'm really confident. It's 251.65. If it pops up above that, I told you guys this on Monday, or on Friday, excuse me, that empty space up there at 252.21, that would be where I would be looking at that 252, and on the hourly it's 252.77, and then a move back up to 255, right? There is empty space up above us, and we know that that's how stocks move quickly, and I want to avoid getting caught in that. But that being said, the next level, the one that verifies that, yeah, I think we are getting a pullback, that's 249.35. So Bill Cosby sweater, that's crazy. That's crazy. I drop one in your drink, though, from across the bar. We got to stop. This is why. Listen, stop. Don't provoke me, because I'm going to say some inappropriate shit. Look at him drinking out of my daughter's Rumi cup. It's made of glass, so she can't really use it. Beautiful. How would you play ARM for a bounce? I think I like it in better at here than a TikTok. Yeah, of course. CME raised margin on silver futures margin happened in 2011, completely tanked the market. Look like it's starting now. Wouldn't listen. I've got my there's the market is vying for a pullback, and I'll be ready when it happens. I'm already in a position, obviously, but I'm on the FYP. No way, dude. See, look, the phone, all of a sudden, everything's fine. Everything's fine. By the way, I'm on the red. I'm on here. Read this backwards. Put your phone in the mirror. Screenshot that. Put it in the mirror. If you can't read it, you got it. All right. Anyway, so that's, man, I'm telling you what, boy, I'm gassed up. I'm lit. And you guys know that there's also a shit ton of empty space under there. So, again, if the market decided to give me a big dumper, I would be in position to. Silver's already pulling back. Wouldn't be. What is the? I know gold futures. Oh, dude, I saw some people trading this shit, and I'm like, oof. I mean, I guess if, yeah, you know what? I mean, to each their own. You are liquidating. You're liquidating a lot of fucks right now. Look at that. Oh, what'd you even bounce off? So you're not even really presenting any clear structure on gold futures. I got a hankering for fucking trading futures the other day. I was like, man, that kind of sounds like fun. Anyway, hmm. Definitely have the 24-hour candle to back up a potential pullback. I think one of the main things here is if you're actually watching gold futures as we speak, you'll notice that what is it, the 45.30, 45.29 mark, that is where sellers kept gold down. That is where they are keeping gold down. Now, this it doesn't qualify as a box. I mean, it's all actually, fuck it. It's close enough to be one. But if you fall and lose that, right? So as of right now, if the gold candle can close here, maybe you stay in this range, right? If it does not, tomorrow, and you stay in here, I would wick up and then push down. And yeah, you could definitely be looking at a pullback similar to what you had over here. So. Bro, haven't seen you on my For You page since 22. I definitely have been shadow banned, dude. People are fucking blowing dust off my fucking off of. That's cool. Well, welcome back. Check out the gains, baby. All right. Yeah, for sure. Alrighty. Now, important. We're gonna maybe important. That's right. Okay. So, we got our ETFs out of the way. If anybody is in the Discord right now and wants to send, hold on, let's see. All right. If anybody can post the earnings whisper picture chart, I want to go over that really quickly. Are you in Discord? No, I'm on Huhnoob. It rhymes with poo lube. Whoa, hold on. Rewind. See, this is how I know that all of my thoughts can't just be coming from, like, I didn't even think about that, and it just came out. I was just thinking of things that rhymed. Anyway, I'm on that app. Chunky Bobo, what the fuck is this? Sent the most complicated ass looking. Okay, so we do have. Wait, what is this? January? December? Oh, okay. There's no earnings. No way. Yeah, so January is a dry month for earnings, so we're not even really thinking about any of that. All right, now let's look at some individual equities, and if you have any request, go ahead and drop those now in the Discord, or excuse me, in the YouTube chat. I did not say Pulu. That is a conspiracy, and definitely was AI. You know how AI gets nowadays. It gets pretty crazy on there. So, all right, it's fucking ridiculous. Alrighty. So I know I'm gonna go over a couple of tickers. I already know you guys are asking or probably thinking about them. Tesla is giving you guys, and I had to pull the chute on this one because it's doing the box. Now I do expect for it to hit 687. I actually have already discussed this. I actually have it drawn out. 2 rejections off the top, 2 off the bottom. So yes, there is a large chance in hell that 460 possibly can get retested, but obviously 465 is the target for Monday morning. I would expect that if it gaps down, ooh, you got a really good opportunity to play that fucker back up. But Tesla is still maintaining its level right here, which is why it's so important for Tesla to hold that 466. Yes, the big red button. If you don't want to watch my face, I wouldn't. You can go and watch my charts and my face, but from a different angle. All right. So Tesla, um, let's see here. Yeah, go ahead and drop your request. RGTI Regatti. Which direction are you looking to play? That's got okay, downside. I definitely can back that up. I definitely now, I mean, the target is clear, right? You got to be looking at that. You've already wicked off the wick. The wick is wicked, right? And that was at 21.27. You got to pay attention to price action. If you fall there fast, expect for a bounce slash retest. So you got to have an expiration to deal with that. But yes, I mean, with the solid 24-hour candle close at the floor, I would be interested to see how that fucker opens up tomorrow morning. Remind me. What do I think of silver and gold? I think they're going to go sideways after a large rip, likely retest the structure underneath them, and from there, I'm not too sure. Somebody did mention that the CME raised margin on silver futures. It happened in 2011 and it tanked the market. That could be something. Again, your chart will provide the signal that you're looking for. Okay. So if you have an area that you had to break out from, it is of interest for buyers to not let that price be reclaimed back down. All right. Mr. Backdoor is actually crazy. Let's see, what is this? Does your platform like good question. It questions it. I think is really it just as I would any other major thing, juice group. All right. So MU does have I mean, you have a large 24-hour candle. The only floor I can identify is at 285.14. The 2 hour, right? Same thing. And so this is typically where I draw my box, right? You can see the previous high stopped out at 288.69. That would be the 50% mark. The hourly has empty space and supports a retest of 291.40. Um, Obviously, I think you guys are looking at this one as a potential leg down. I can support that as well. But of course, with the floor not being lost, you should expect for that retest to happen. So heading to YT. Yeah, head to YT. That's where the charts are at. What's up, Toothless? Well, come here, my boy. Come here. Up, up. Yeah, that's my boy. I hear you, buddy. All right. Now, tell him. MU. Yeah, if you have requests here on TikTok, just drop them. Can you get your ass on my face, my boy? Thank you. Um, let's see here. Light 24-hour. Give me a direction. If I don't have a direction, I don't know what to tell you. You've had one, two, three, four candles expanding. This looks like a perfectly normal area to start retesting or to start building your box as you do. Any sort of downside occurs on a loss of 373.89. PLTR. Now this one is going to be fun. uh Interesting. Right now, a couple homies in the Discord were able to knock out a fucking pretty solid trade on this one. However, it did not give them the full target up at 203.50. It filled up 50% of that and then pulled back down. That being said, you look at the structure underneath you, right? And that's actually where you landed on Friday, right? So we look at where we're at now, well, where it closed, and it did close basically right at. So Monday morning, right, we have to look at the most recent price action because now we've got so many rotations in here, it's best to focus on this. So I'm going to go to the hourly. I would be expecting, without any doubt, a retest of one. And this is actually, oh man, this is, once you get this type of, once you start looking at charts this way, everything really opens up. And you can start to not, and I, you know, that's a scary word for people in the stock market is predict. Like it scares the shit out of them. And a lot of people have rules like you should make predictions. Shut your mouth. You know what? If you don't know what I know, then I guess maybe you can say that. But in my case, right? You look at okay, you're falling fast. PLTR is dropping really, really quickly. And I say that with again humbly, but price is likely going to hit this 187.30. Price is going to bounce. Right now, you do have a gap underneath you, so we'll obviously leave the door open for that possibility. But this is where you would build a box, and this is where a trade would open up for a day trade. Right now, check this out. It all comes together here. I'm gonna assume it's either A here or B hasn't occurred yet. But this channel that we're trading in, right? That's where you would end up like that. So A-Lab, check that one out. Bro, can you explain how wicks come into play with empty space? That always confuses me. Um, so like with if a wick fills up like half of the empty space or something. So like in this example, I think is probably what you're mentioning, right? This wick goes into that empty space. That's totally fine, right? But it can lead to some complications. So what you want to do is you want to start with that time frame and you want to establish where the candle closes, right? And go to the 30-minute time frame, same thing, right? 15-minute time frame. And what you're going to find is that wicks are 9 times out of 10 empty space themselves, right? Take a look. It'll just be the top of the wick that'll give you a little trouble. And so when you deal with wicks, go down to a lower time frame and find that structure. All right. If somebody wants to clip that, this is a perfect lesson. But right in here, right? So you would look at a target of 197, 197 and 197.80. Those would be the two targets. And then you would use the most recent candle closes. Like for PLTR, dude, if you're going up and your candle closing a 5-minute here at 195.14, you're going to go, right? So, all right. What's up? PLTR. Oh, you said Bugatti? Look at the 4-hour on the bounce. Am I not concerned with that bounce? That's the problem for tomorrow, dude. That's not your problem now, right? If that's the case, right? You want to look at what you've broken. So keep going down until it makes sense. All right, 30-minute floor, you're fighting for it. 15-minute. Again, I just actually it was funny. I was watching scrolling on TikTok and I saw a dude telling people like, "Yo, stick to one time frame." Like, he's like, I think I have a lot of people who like only trade on the hourly and then some people trade only on the 5 and I'm like, I don't get why people teach other people to stick to one time frame when one time frame is only a fraction or a piece of the picture. Like you can trade on a specific time frame, but if you found that play on the 24-hour time frame, then finding cohesiveness in between that and whatever, if it's the 24-hour, you want to find cohesion with the 1 hour and the 5 until it makes sense. And then once that trade begins and it's past your entry and it's breaking things, you don't sit there and watch the 5-minute. Do you view lower volume weeks as harder to trade? Naturally, yes. I also so like and those of you guys on Discord and or excuse me on TikTok and New Boob, listen, I'm gonna go back really quickly. I'm gonna reiterate this because here's what I know, and I can't. I wish I was like pretending that it doesn't, or like it's just like a part of the internet personality for me to, but like a straight up that shit like bothers me because as an educator, people are coming to me and they're asking, hey, and I'm not saying that people aren't capable of doing it, but they're coming to me and they're saying, if you're coming to me, whatever you were doing is not working. So I'm saying, hey, right? We look at SPY and look at it right here, and we go back and we say 1, 2, 3, 4 sideways, right? We look over here 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess if you want to count that one, sideways. We go over here, right? Big wick up, 1, 2, 3, pullback, right? But there was no structure underneath us. Here, there is. Big difference, right? Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, sideways. Then you get a pullback. This is an extended rip, but you still get some weak ass candles, right? That was about 4 or 5 candles here. Here, right? Open, 1, 2. I guess if you want to count the overnight price action, but 3, and then sideways price action. So all that to be said, right? The market goes in waves. 1, 2, 3, sideways. This is something that I could teach a fucking kindergartner, right? They can count to 3, and so can you. And so what can you tell me? If I just showed you proof that when the market goes on a wave, it's going to stop. Even if it's momentary, even if it's for a day or two, right? 1, 2, 3, and then it keeps going. It goes right back up. Okay, that's fine. That's still 3 days. And there's also, again, you got to measure what's around you, what needs to break. How many days has SPY ripped? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many days did IWM rip? 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, stop. 1, 2, 3, stop. I wish I was making this shit up, but I'm not. And I hardly see anybody ever talking about simplicity, like just simply, right? There's again anomalies always, especially when you're moving into all-time highs. But consistently, 1, 2, 3, 4, sideways. Just one day. One day, then you go sideways for 7. So QQQ, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're likely going to go sideways. And so knowing that that is ahead, having experienced that by losing money, a lot of it, trying and failing and realizing that maybe I'm not the problem. Maybe I just don't know when to trade. And that's the biggest issue. And so this is my lesson. If you trade the NQ, SPY, QQQ, ES, gold, if you trade any ETF, major commodity, it is going to trade, it is going to contract, and it is going to expand. And each one of those is going to show you via previous price action how that plays out. Right? It's that simple. But instead, we show up every single day expecting what? The same result? That's not going to fly. We're not in a market that stays like that. So anyway, I just feel like I needed to say that again because we're going into a new year, and a lot of you, remember, if you're not changing, you're choosing. So if you are choosing to keep blowing all the money that's left of your BP just because it's there, you're an impulsive little shit, and you need to find some fucking discipline. You got to find discipline. And I know that's just a word, but I cannot come over to your house, pull my belt off. No, I was playing. But I can't give that to you. So you have to be the one to look at your own mistakes, not like how that feels. Trust that it's not going to change unless you do. Very simple. All right, now let's get back to some fucking charts. I feel like I'm yelling at you guys. All right. I like my new Mexico flannel. I have had this for over a year, my friend. I actually have matching sweats that go with it. It's very good. Very good. Why we always there on basic shit? That's crazy. What's up, y'all? He said spank me, daddy. Anybody play? Yes. Actually, we'll go ahead and take a look at that. By the way, if you're dropping your request on YouTube, please put a $ next to the thing so I can see it. It kind of all blends together. All right. Can I just do Google to the downside? You got it, buddy. All right. So I have no problem with somebody watching price move into structure, fail to hold it, and then coming up with the idea of going short. Totally get it. That's good brain, right? Good job, brain. However, you haven't lost anything yet. So, but that's great because now this is something that you can react to. Whenever you grab, this is a perfect example of rock climbing, by the way, right? That metaphor that I use to describe how we can tell whether something is going to keep going or return back to cinder. Um, you are holding onto the floor. The floor is 312 on Google. Now, I'm going to move down into a lower time frame because I want to find out more. Now, I'm going to go over here to my left. What stopped you, right? What stopped you? Same thing that always does, structure. So you are smushed in between the floor and what could potentially allow for price to keep moving up, right? Because technically that has been broken. So if you want to go short, you have to understand that your level, your retest is 310, not that far away. So you got to be on point with your entry. And that means dropping down even further, right? So right now, it looks like a candle close 312.45 would be step one. However, we also have a little trend here. So it doesn't look like it's good. And again, anytime, unless there's a catalyst to drive price down, those big pullbacks that you're looking for, they're not always going to happen, right? And so when you leave empty space up behind, or even when you do break down normal price action, you have to like shove price down and hold it. Even when it keeps bouncing up, you're holding it down. And if it can't get back up, eventually, yes, right? And that's normal. So when I look at this, I see, okay, you're pulling, right? Google's going up, it's pulling down, it's bouncing off of what the floor that it recovered, pulling volume off of it to try to get up and keep moving up. However, it's not doing that. So that's where, yes, you could contemplate that short, but be aware that there is nothing about this chart that is saying that anything has been lost and is going to reverse. So, a lot of tickets haven't been paying and drew down my account heavily. Fire Spitting Kitten cut the lotto tickets out. Only lotto tickets. Listen, I actually have like per month, I have like an amount that I like try to stick to. So that way, like, that's not a factor, right? And then if I make money off of that money with lotto tickets, right, that's where I can use more. But to that, stick to solid 24 higher time frame setups, empty space, period, end of story. By the way, if you're on here and want to see my screen, I'm on that app. All right. That's crazy. I switched to my phone and now I'm popping up on everybody's For You page. All right, now I'm starting with the bounce. New Year actually starts April 1st. This coming up, just another pagan holiday, just saying. It's 365 days. You know what I mean? It's a year. I don't know. I who knows? Who cares? Not me right now. Cuz I still got to pay these damn 365 days of bills. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're going to talk about KSSS, and this is a great example. This is a great opportunity to explain to you how we can prepare for a reversal for on a trade that we have taken and is green, but is showing. And this is where you drop the BS and be real with yourself. Be fucking real with yourself, right? Tough pill, swallow. Pause. Um, KSSS is building a base. It has empty space underneath it. It's operating inside of a channel in an uptrend. How the fuck did you get back in here? Hold on one second. Get out. Cat be fucking is untraining himself, dude. Diabolical ass cat. Anyway, sorry. I'm tapping you back into For You. I'm tapping you back into For You. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What does that mean? All right. Now, so as I was saying, we are operating in a smaller, lower time frame downtrend. And that's right. Again, this was actually all according to plan. When we took this short, we said there is a good chance that KSSS is going to bounce off of that wick. And if it does, how it builds, how it reacts will dictate what we do with this trade. So for now, right, at this present moment, if KSSS is over 2160, I am, yes, seeing a potential retest, and this could be an upside play. That is straight up empty space, bars 2335, and would likely lead to a move to the upside. So there is a high probability that as of looking at KSS right now, that I will be getting out of that trade, which I've already sized down on it, and I did grab hedges. So it's kind of one of those things that as soon as that does give me the signal to the upside, downside's gone, and we'll see what we can possibly get out of the upside. So I just went over to Pulu. Oh my Lord. Thank you guys for tapping the screen. I appreciate you guys hanging out here and just looking at me. Here, let's change the picture. There. Change the picture for you guys. All right. Jesus Christ. All right, let's see. Yo, what's up, bro? Um, I'm on YouTube right now. You here? Half of it is good. All right, man. Thank you so much. All right, peace. All right. Sorry about that. He doesn't have hey P. He's only got half of that that he can bring, so I'll just pay him for the rest later. Wow, it sounds like I'm talking about something else. I just realized that. My bad. I always try to hang out even though I'm a noob. I'm only gonna yeah, he only has half of it, so I'm only gonna pick up that in a minute. Or he's gonna drop it off in a minute, excuse me. Yeah, no. I was like, it sounds terrible. Where did the magnet just go? Yeah. No, not a half of that. That's crazy. No, he just picked up something for me, but he could only get half because his truck is only so big. So, all right. Yeah, half. Netflix is on the watch list. I'll look at that one next. All right. So Path is who the fuck cares? You're about to go sideways. Oh, this one's about to chop, I think. So what? You're again, this goes back to the rules of candle closes, right? You got a candle move up, empty space, flat up against 1735. You've got a range right here. You've got the candle. Look at this. This is literally like man, it's beautiful. So if you lose this level in particular, you could go down to the 2 hour. You can see empty space under here, and perhaps you're looking at a move back down. Vice versa, because you are in between where you break and where you break, right? If this was to engulf and move up above 1735, we're looking at a target of 18 bucks. So, all right. FBI at the door. Okay, what are they gonna find? Nothing. All right. Let's see here. Netflix, that's right. So I listen, I with the queues looking the way that they do, right? I wonder how easy it will be to get Netflix back up because this is not how and this is again, I'm all for it. I want it to happen. It's 3 off the bottom. It looks really good, but right there, right? We have that to move through. Then you move down to the 2 hour. You see the box directly up in front of you here. Same thing. So we're literally put in a position where I need to see again how cues move, but outside of 9560, I'll shoot my shot on that empty space directly up above you. So, um, okay. What do I think about Nike? Galozy. um, Stupid wires getting in my way. Come here. Come here. There we go. Trying to keep track. It's hard to keep track of the request path arm. There we go. Wow, that one is taking a. It's doing it. It looks like a seasonal cliff dive. Look at it. Literally goes through these like huge rips up, moves through structure, goes sideways, and then just absolutely heinously dumps. And so I'm gonna go ahead and say A. You're getting close to touchdown. I don't know. I don't like shorting stocks, just like I don't like buying stocks that have already ripped. I don't like stocks that have already dumped. So it is close to 107.60, which is a major bounce level for ARM. So you said Mara back up. Depends on what it does at the wick, man. 950 lost, and this is a lost one for me. I'm not touching it. I fucking hate the way it looks unless it goes back up. Listen, one day, plan it. You don't even have to manifest it. This is going to fill that empty space back up in a big way, and you can make an ass of money. Mara, listen, this just stresses me out because it's just like add it to the watch list, set alerts, right? I would set an alert probably at like 10:20, and that's it, right? That's where we would start at least paying attention tomorrow. But yeah, it's interesting. Um Charm. Pop back up, backs. Let's go. Somebody sucks. Had a huge wig on the opening. Thank you guys. I hate but I'm confused. When a setup is ready and when to enter the trade. So you're confused on when the setup is ready. Um, so typically my trades are always taken when structure is broken, right? An area of consolidation is broken. My favorite scenario is that there's two off of both sides, right? So we could actually look at like Tesla on a lower time frame. This would be something that is nearing a break. Now, it's not necessarily true that it has a ton of empty space, but it still has that prerequisite that I'd like to know that structure is going to break. Now, to that point, I take trades. I believe trades are ready when structure things are lost, right? So let's again play this out. Tesla moves down or gaps down, wicks that floor, and then pulls itself up with a green candle directly up against cost basis. That trade's ready for me to go, right? It's closing directly up against something that should push it back down. That's not showing strength on the sell side. That's showing strength on the buy side, right in the center of the structure. And so, therefore, that volume encapsulated inside of that area of consolidation will be distributed into, again, what we typically hope is empty space. So, solid candle closes for swing trades or day trades are typically numero uno. So, um, and again, right? Like if you look right here, big pull down, big green candle up, but it's broken nothing. So it has to it has to close up against something for me to feel like even here, right? If that candle would have closed green, price would have been accepted, continuation. However, it was pulled back down underneath somewhere sellers control the price. So, uh, do you want to help them? I can help them carry it in, but just tell me when you see them. All right. Oh God. It's fucking 8:14. I'm sipping on espresso tonic. Get the fuck out of here. I'm about to be up. All right. Let's see here. Tesla, Kohl's, Nike. Curious about this one, man. Because look at how much resistance is at that floor. I mean, seriously, that is astounding to see a major rejection, nothing lost. You pull the volume out, candle close. I suspect this one does look good up to 6150 next. Fuck the channel. Um, but that's something we got to look at in the morning, straight up. Because I mean, look, yo, oh God, listen. Even if you were long, if you had to flip this trade to the other side, such a sweet setup. And not to mention, the channel. Well, I say fuck the channel, but honestly, the channel is primo. Depending on, yeah, that's 1,000% the channel. Wide fluctuation in price. So I mean, it definitely could go higher for sure. 62, 68 would be a major retest area. Even 63 could be a major retest area. Um, but anyway, that being said, you have a box underneath you, 60.37, stay above it, stay above $60. $60 lost, and you can see 59 pretty easily. So what I'm with it? Shit. We're on Noob Lube. We're on the red app right now. That's where my chart is. So if you'd like to see it, it's there. Well, even if it was, it's not like y'all don't know that I do. So, oh, Celsius. Look at you spelled it right, and I still fucking double tapped on it. So this one is actually one that we're watching. Everybody is watching. I want to believe that this one can do what it needs to do. Again, environment matters. I'm looking at the previous resistance. We got everything we need. We got the 1, 2, 3. We got the one, this the uptrend, the higher low. We've got empty space up above us, but I am looking at 47.75 as a pit stop on our way to $50. Okay, Celsius looks good. You have a can of Celsius and you shook it up, and the can's pointing up. So I mean, basically, yes. Outside of 47.75, the world is our oyster, and we can. I made an effort to buy some shares of this one as well because again, that's what's up above us, and it is possible that we see 6220 broken. So let's see here, Microsoft. That is actually bizarre. I mean, it's not bizarre, but it's so clear. It's bizarrely clear. I mean, dude, I could go into such great detail on this one, and that's one of the things that is my least favorite about this stock. But look at this, right? Beautiful. Held down, you have 488, but then you're like, well, what the fuck is holding you down? Look over here, inside of the box range. You can't get above that lower time frame 2 hour box. Now, what's holding you up, right? Same thing over here. We've got the 482.75. That's been the center mass of this range. So you are in an area of deliberation. Now, obviously, with the empty space up above and the gap and the resistance of 493, break that, right? Even if you just took this outside of 489.29, aiming for a break outside of that 493.67, 493. First target, 498. Second target, 505. People say I don't do signals. I mean, that's crazy. I literally, that is right there is the game plan. There is a slight uptrend here. I like to track those. That supports my theory as well. Just say for the $500 mark being broken, right? So use that as a signal. If you know what my strategy is, that was I do not trade Microsoft. I don't like the way the contracts move. I don't like it. NVO. All right, so this one right here is first of all, least favorite sector. But this is when trading conditions get tough, right? This is when I know that my time participating in that trade is over. My least favorite time to trade, or the least favorite place, is in between two large structures. That is hell on earth. That is hell inside of your computer and your account. That is where this is more than likely going to occur. If you listen close and have half a brain, they're all signals. 1,000%. 1,000%. I say no signals, but I mean, when people give me chart requests, I chart this shit just like I would chart my own trades because I'm looking for trades in them as well. So, what's up, y'all? Eh. All right. So, anyway, that being said, you can go down to your lower time frame, see how this is playing out. Yes, there is likely going to be a retest, and then if you are truly bullish, you'll punch back through the box that you're making right now, which is typical price action. So XPEV, no shit, little fucker squeezing up. I get why you guys are watching Neo. I was taking a second look at that one, and it's so cheap, and I mean, I don't see any reason why people couldn't look for a small position on this one. But that being said, I'm not going to pretend like I'm going to be good at charting this. All right, just because I created a strategy and know what I'm looking for doesn't mean that this has what I'm looking for. And I would say that unless I would even go out to, see, the monthly exposes it. And that's the craziest part is if the 24 hour is not clear, just like the 1 minute, right? When the 1 minute is not clear, we go to the 15 minute. When the 15 minute looks like shit, we go to the hourly. If the hourly looks like shit, we go to and we keep doing that, right? And at some point, if I can't find any clarity, I'm not touching it. That being said, you look at XPV on the weekly, it's a mess. You go to the monthly, and what caused that bounce? You bounced off of a monthly floor, which is 1785. And what I would say is the first thing, your first goal here is obviously to get a candle close above 2377. Now, mapping out how that occurs is going to take some fucking real skill because you lack everything that makes my system work. You have ranges, you're at the 50% of that. You've got candle closes, which really don't offer any sort of anything. And then that, which is, yes, empty space. So if I'm looking at this one over $22, which you're on your way, XPEVE gets 24.45. That's all I can offer. All right. I have yes, I do have a YouTube. Sorry, I just saw that comment. You need one of these hats. I do not sell these hats. These hats are one of one. I only printed one. What are you guys watching on TikTok? You can go watch the YouTube back and see the chart request if you have one. Holy shit. Fuck off. That looks incredible. Incredible. 71, $70 seems like the most straightforward target in the whole world. 71.50. You have a resistance. Now you do not have the break yet, but it's 66.83 on the 24-hour. Let's drop that down. Fuck yeah, look at that taps. Look at the taps. Look at the 4-hour. 4-hour candle close, right? You see how important the 24-hour level is though? You don't tap anything else. While people will sit there and be like, why the fuck did we hit that? Look, that's where the candles close. That's control. You're going to hit that first. Now, above you on the 4-hour, it moves up slightly, and 67.31 is directly up above you. So if you were to take this trade, again, doesn't have a catalyst, definitely could use one, definitely looks like it might potentially get one. You've already pulled back, right? I would say 65 if we do not break, but outside or and honestly with XYZ, you got to time and expiration. So I would honestly enter at 66.46 to resistance and then see how it reacts. If it reacts well, let it rip. So, can I join your Discord? There's a free Discord, but the other side, listen, if you are making money, the goal is for you to make money and you don't have to join my Discord to do that. I've made that abundantly clear. If you get anything, get the workshop. But you can go through my YouTube channel. Shit, if you tune into enough Sunday lives, or just join in and watch my lives for a month. There's so many people on TikTok and the Discord, on YouTube, who would have told me like I joined after I made money, or I made money to join, or whatever. But they watched my YouTube channel, so there's so much free information that I'm putting out. I mean, I can't do a chart request hardly ever without saying teaching something. So the Discord is meant to be yes, a place to learn, yes, a place to refine and get better. Um, but it is a tool, right? It is a tool. Because you have a Discord filled with people all utilizing the same strategy. So naturally, you're going to have people looking at the same thing, different perspectives, and then coming into an agreement or saying, hey, yo, does this setup look good? And then everybody sees it and then everybody signs off on it. And when you got that many brains looking at one thing, I'm showing you guys a screenshot, but like if I could scroll, that's where you guys would be like, oh shit, I'm sure some of you guys already know this, but all right. Zeta up. So on the weekly, it does appear that long time ago you have recaptured 1661. And with last week's weekly candle, right? And this is probably going to be pretty simple analysis. You closed close to, but not at that 2150, which is what is needed to be broken. So with that being said, what is above and what is below? Below you, 2060. Also, we'll throw that level in too, because this 1970 is also going to be an area you could retest, and that's apparent across the board, right? 1990, I apologize, wrong mark. So with that being said, right, and looking over here to my left as well, I can still see the same candles closing. I need to see that 2160, 2-hour, 2230. But yes, I mean, as far as I see it, well, it's not empty space, but I would be looking for a target of 2547 with the current momentum. So I'm learning on TikTok. Hell yeah. All right. The fuck does that even mean? Oracle. Like Oracle. However, I need this to give me a little bit more confirmation. I think it's waiting on the tech sector to pick up some speed. Again, last time it did this, it built a base, right? Nice little whip down, big whip back up, and then once it reclaimed that floor, we were on our way. We filled up the end of it. Hold on, live inactivity. There we go. All right. So, with that being said, I don't see this happening immediately, right? I think this is going to take some patience. But looking at it now, seeing that second rejection and wick right here, I kind of think we're looking down here. And I will say, right, if and I know it's, sometimes can be discouraging because you want it to go up now, but it would honestly be better one peep game, right? One, two, one, come down. And if you can bounce even around here on the 24-hour, this will likely be two. And at that point, right, it could open. And if you fall fast, that would open up the door to move fast. And Oracle looks pretty good to fill up empty space. I see a huge play up to 217. But we need that break and reclaim. It looks like it's outside of basically 200 or 199.15 to be exact. So, all right. Let's see here. 7:20. Okay, yeah. So we've had an hour and 10 minutes here. Um, I'm gonna be doing some charting tonight. See if I can't find anything else. We're going into some weird waters, everybody. So just again, it's not the time to be scared, but it with the ETFs right stopping after their 4 days of rippage. I just want to reiterate. Probably the QQQ and IWM will be the only things that I look at. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be taking a trade on it. I want to observe and see whether it gives shows that it's going to stay in range, which it typically does. Open in range, typically stay in range. Um, but other than that, again, the lifetime goes away in 2 days, 3 days, and the discounts go with it, as including the Potter Box workshop. But other than that, we'll do one more pay C, and then I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. You can watch this back on YouTube. Leave a like, subscribe, all that other goofy shit. All right. So I mean, listen, you are making a box around the 50% mark. You have a clear resistance directly up above you. Now, I want to say that if this is to find an uptrend, that'll still be a huge area that you have to go and break. If that is done, when that is done, it would be a target of 184. Very simple. And it obviously can get it done, but I want you to pay attention to how it gets it done. It's not pretty. It's not. So having solid contract selections, sticking to your plan, 196 could be a runner target if this thing continues to rip higher. So, all right, I will see you guys in the morning. I should be back on YouTube. Um, and then when the bell rings, TikTok will go. It is delayed on YouTube. So, again, might be time to look at the Discord or just listen in on TikTok. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.